What is up, everyone? What is up? Happy Monday. It's Monday, right? Monday Night Football! I never really watch football, but I know that reference. What's up, Stabby? How's it going? Yeah, so, it's Monday. I don't know if y'all caught the news. I had the latest video just come out over on the tubes, and, you know that T app that everyone's talking about? You know how they got breached, right? They got breached again, apparently. It looked like the same issue. I don't know if they were able to get the data as much, but there was a security researcher that found a bucket that was exposed completely with data as recent as last week in it. I found that out while I was in the middle of editing the current video I had just released. Yeah, happened again. Now, the problem is, and this tells me just how woefully inadequate the T-app security posture is. They don't know if anyone has accessed the bucket, which tells me they have no cloud security posture management in place. How? Because they're probably vibe coding themselves all the way through the app, and they're not actually studying any security requirements. And I find it funny that an app that's catering to try to portray themselves as... let me reword that. I find it funny that an app that is trying to portray themselves as an app to help you get more secure. Like, don't get me wrong. The surface idea of the T app, you know, as a core concept of helping women be safer in dating, it's a noble one. Poorly executed. And they definitely didn't actually consult with any proper cybersecurity experts, because I can tell you the boneheaded issues that they've been coming across would have been solved by any amateur cybersecurity professional. Like, it's as simple as identity and access management, restrict access to the buckets. And not only that, I can tell you from firsthand experience, if you have a cloud security posture management system like Wiz, it will go through all of your accounts, tell you what's exposed, the possible attack path that people can take, and then you can slap that in with security software that can tell you if exfiltrations or stuff happen. And the fact that they don't know if anyone else accessed this data tells me they have not actually been looking into it that much. Okay, I think... God damn it. I've been trying to fix the stream quality issues, but I have a feeling that I am pushing my network just a little bit too hard. Oh no, it's saying I'm sending data, but then, like, what the hell? I'll just have to set this up for tracking. I've been trying everything down to modifying weird settings in the drivers and all of that. I don't know what's causing these little dips. The video encode's reaching about 89%. So I'm wondering if tuning. See if I bump the TikTok quality down just a tad. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so TikTok is not even the one making a dent. So then let's see. I have a feeling I need to get a better video card as part of the issue. I've been dealing with these issues for so long. So first it was a legitimate issue of the network just being bad. Alright, so let's push that to just be a tad lower quality. And then I'm gonna kick that out to kick. Yeah, I have a feeling I need to get like another GPU or something in here. Because that's definitely part of the issue. This is so annoying trying to tune this thing. But anyway, yeah, the T app definitely has been having its share of issues when it comes to their you're fine with 720p. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I may have to 2 GPU build. No, I think I'm just going to have to pull the trigger on that 5050 GPU eventually because I'm on a 3050. And the issue is the NVENC encoders. I think I may as well do that because then I can get AV1 encoding and then I can boost the Twitch quality and the other quality. Where did you get the shirt? Oh, I got that a cybersecurity event. It's one of the sponsors. I think it's Attack D. They had a couple of these shirts. I have Live Laugh Hack, and then I have this. We're get in loser. We're going hacking. If it dips again, by the way, and stutters, I'm gonna stop the Twitch stream side for a second. Drop the enhanced Twitch capability, because basically I tried to do some optimizations to make it all pretty and everything, and I have a feeling because my NVIDIA GPU is like at 89-90%, that might be part of the problem. I'm curious if the NVENC encoders are actually going to be that, but it's not something I want to deal with until I actually get back from DEF CON and everything. I want to get into cybersecurity. I'm using Hack the Box, and I learned basic of Linux. What's next? Home labbing. Like, CTFs and all that are fun and all, but home labbing, actually applying those principles. Because the honest truth is, don't get me wrong, you can learn some concepts and stuff like that from Hack the Box and everything. But when it comes to translating that into actual skills that are marketable, you're going to need to actually showcase that. So I definitely recommend home labbing, journaling that on like a blog or something. Have that blog linked to your resume. GitHub is also another thing if you're doing little bits of coding and all that. So yeah, definitely Hack the Box also have practical labs. Yes, but the issue is, while they may be practical in the sense, there's a difference between doing it in a clean, controlled environment and actually getting your hands on hardware and making it happen, and then actually doing it in your own environment. Trust me, employers look at that a lot better because it shows that you can actually build it up from the ground up. I mean, I've done home labbing my entire, life and everything, and I've not really done much CTFs outside of, when I go to little cybersecurity events and stuff like that. And there was a vendor, Wiz, actually came into our work and gave us a CTF using their platform to identify threats and things like that. Like, seriously, Wiz as a CSPM is pretty solid. They supposedly are going to be having an on-premise agent that they can show us end of the year, where at least it's going to be mocked up, because I think they have a really solid plan with everything they're doing. But yeah, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Oh yeah, and I updated to Windows 11 on the Streambox. I finally pulled the trigger on that, so I'm on Windows 11 Enterprise. On this guy over here. Not a fan of Windows 11. Definitely not a fan. But I'm still going to be running Windows on that box for a while I run Linux on my main for a bit. And then I also picked up this, because I'm going to do some trainings while I'm at Hacker Summer Camp next week, and one of them called for having a D20 die. So I was like, oh, I can just go buy a regular, D20 die, but look at this. Hold on. Let me see if I can zoom in on this so you can actually understand what's so cool about this. It's like a little eyeball that moves around. Check that. So, yeah. I was like, okay, I can go buy a D20 die, but I'm like, I'm not much of a Dungeons and Dragons kind of person. Not because I have anything against it. I just was not fortunate enough to have a bunch of geeky friends into that kind of thing growing up. And I've never done a D&D game as much as I've wanted to, nor have I been invited to. Been wanting a liquid-filled die. Yeah, it's kind of fun to have. How many PCs are in that room? There's just 2. Well, 2 workstations. There's 3, 4 laptops in front of me. Wait. 5. There's one under the desk. So we got the, MNT Pocket Reform, I think, mostly set up for, next week. Did you see how many servers were down yesterday? Servers for what? Like, in general? Chief draws the line at D&D. That shiz is too geeky. No, it's that I just don't have nerdy enough friends to want to do it. If you wanted to, I'm sure you can find something. I just found out that someone I work with makes D&D figures. Yeah, I'm sure. It's just, I think I have enough hobbies that eat up my time, is the issue. I'm just curious, how much does an NVIDIA GPU 5050 go for? 'Cause I need to get that. I need to get a scissor lift for the ham. Let's go to microcenter.com, shall we? NVIDIA 5050. Maybe I just pull up the graphics cards over there. Oh, about 250. That's not bad. Yeah, an NVIDIA 250 is not too bad. That's totally in the realm of upgrading and everything. The one thing I'm curious about, why not a workstation GPU? Because I don't need a workstation GPU. I just need AV1 encoding and NVENC. I'm not needing double precision or anything. Now, the one thing I'm curious about... Okay, cool. It's got an 8-pin header. That's perfect. Because I think the 3050 also does a 8-pin header. Or does it really depend on which one you get? I'm just going to pull up one over on the side. Wow, these are still going for 200 on 3050s. Okay, so I'm curious. Does this have a 6-pin or an 8-pin? I'm gonna have to pop open the box to take a look at it. Whatever I put in there. Look in Matrix General to see. What did you do? Hold on. Oh, Starlink was down? Heh. Hold on. What GPU do I have? How do you find your GPU in Windows without opening? Oh, Task Manager. Yeah, I know it's a 3050, but No, it's a 3050. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at what manufacturer it is. Do I just go to device manager for that? This is so much easier to find in Windows. I mean, in Linux. Have you heard they're starting to use fiber optic light to transfer information faster in chips? They've been doing that for a while. Well, there's no rendering lag that's going on in the box. I wonder if it's just issues with pfSense. So I've also done some pfSense optimizations. So I found out that you can set a RAM disk for var and temp, so I did that because there's like so much extra memory. And then, so they're 1.5 GB set aside for var, half a gigabyte for temp, and then did some other tweaks inside of pfSense. But yeah, there's quite a few things that I did inside of the pfSense box along the way trying to tweak it. I've also set the QoS queues and everything so that it optimizes RTMP traffic above all else, optimize the ACKs. I wonder, everything I've been poking at except the network card. And I've reduced some settings inside of Windows, but it's like one of those things where I keep like wondering, is the issue Windows being bottlenecked? But I don't even think it's that. I don't know. There's so many different things. But yeah, this T-app thing, I can't believe while I was in the middle of editing the video that I just released this evening, they apparently had another breach discovered. That blew my mind. And it just goes to show you just how insecure the whole app is. So you're going to find more and more issues. And it just so happened in this case, there was an ethical hacker that made it well known. But the issue is you don't know if anyone else accessed that before they did. And that's a problem. And honestly, I would judge anyone that uses the T app for multiple aspects of things. One, it's an insecure app. Two, it's a horrible execution of trying to protect, trying to enhance safety in the dating space. It's a horrible execution. I understand the premise of where they're coming at from it. I'm not saying there isn't, safety issues with women dating and, there are horrible people, both men and women in the dating space. Trust me. Was it vibe coded? We're believing that because you can tell in the couple of years that they've had with this app being up, they didn't have anyone with cybersecurity background even take a look at it. They didn't hire any pen testers. They didn't hire, they didn't even employ any cybersecurity tooling that could have easily, done a little bit of auditing inside their environment. And it's one of those where fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And they should have actually done a little bit better of a job to work on all these things. And I think they bit themselves in the butt by, saying, well, it was just only old data, instead of saying, look, we dropped the ball. What's up, Jacob? How's it going? Shalom, homie. Oh, wait. I got the perfect sound for this. Hold on. But yeah, so, I'm just blown away by the entire idea of that app and how anyone's going to even want to support that app even moving forward. Information's been leaked. It's going to happen more and more. And the reality is they're already popular in the App Store to the point that it's too little too late for them to actually tool up to have a proper cybersecurity program that they need to have for an app even of their size. And I think they were we're talking about the T app. They had their second breach discovered today. Well, breach, or at least they had data exposed that was as recent as last week. It was even worse than the first breach. Why did Apple grant access to the T app to be in their App Store? Does Apple test apps? Apple doesn't necessarily test apps. I mean, they do, but they don't to the extent they should. Thank you for the follow, Kane. What's up, Cinty? But here's the thing. And I know the argument has been said, like, people are like, well, what if, there was a male equivalent of this app? Apparently, there's been a couple of them, and they've been banned relatively quick. Okay, one of them understandably happened because people were sending nudie pics that you shouldn't have, people, that's just deplorable to begin with, okay? God damn it. Hold on. The internet is crapping out on this. Hold on. Hold on. All right, let's see. Oh, no. Nope. What is going on? Okay. Is it settling out now? No, it's not your internet. Mine crapped out for a second, too. No, I've been trying to troubleshoot the streaming issues for a bit. I turned off the stream so I could tweak a setting. Yeah, I reset the entire stream on TikTok and Twitch, and then I turned off the stream to Kick. I'm just gonna see if that ends up being the fix. Maybe I'm overloading it. The issue is that I need to get a better internet connection. But now, what I'm also curious about is, let's view the stats. Frames missed due to rendering lag, 155. So there is a little bit of rendering lag that happened there. So I wonder if the NVIDIA GPU is just a little bit overloaded. So what I did is I turned off the enhanced Twitch settings, which stopped it from setting out multiple streams. So the way enhanced Twitch broadcasting works is instead of just one stream, it sends like 2, maybe 3, so you can adjust better to the quality and everything like that. So I turned that off, and then I stopped streaming to Kick. Kick's been a testing thing, so I'm not really that worried if it's not running. It's a bummer, but we're tinkering with that. So the question I have is, would a 50-50 actually improve over a 30-50? I'm just going to be curious if ChatGPT has an answer for this. To a NVIDIA 50-50. I do multi-streaming. For platforms. TikTok, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. Well, I'm just curious what this is gonna say. Hold on. Because this might solidify. The green thing is good. Oh. Yeah, they're kind of weird, but overloading the NVIDIA 3050 showing 90% encode performance for streams. Same gen as 3050, still one NVENC chip, blah, 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 blah. Oh. So that might be something. Is out now. Okay, single 9th gen NVENC encoder like the 3050, so only one simultaneous hardware encode stream. Offer up to 60% faster performance, blah, 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 blah. Encoding is slightly better, still only one NVENC chip. You're still up against the same encode bottleneck. So... what about the 5060? I think that might be what we need to do. Because I think it might just be struggling. It's more about the NVENC encoders that I need. With 4 streaming outputs, won't relieve that. For workable headroom and 4-way streaming, you'll need a card with 2 NVENC chips. Yeah, I think it's possibly due to the streaming on multiple platform thing. So here's what I'm curious about now. Okay, so let's see PC parts, graphic cards. I wish AMD was a better, solution. God damn, a 5070 is like way more money. Because I think on the low end, we're looking at like... See, I just need a straight 5070. I don't need a TI. I just need the NVENC encoders. So the lowest priced one is $550. I may have to bite the bullet for that, but then here's the problem. Let me see your power connector. Does this need the PCI Express, what do you call it, the 4? Yeah, it's got the new, one. 550 isn't too bad, but it's double the price of the 5050 I was planning to go to. I may do it. It'll just be a little while, because I do want to simulcast to the 4 different platforms. How's the music detecting your speech and turning itself down? So, I have OBS tuned to, take care of all of that stuff. So 2 GPU build. I don't think I'll be doing a 2 GPU build because I don't think there's a way Not only that, my capture card's taking up the other slot. Well, I have a 2 PC setup here. But here's what's annoying me, is I have a 3070 over here, and I wanted to get a 5070 over here. So I'll have a 5070 and a 5070. But then, so I would have to get this, but then I would have to get a power supply. And what do we need? Like a 500 watt, I think, or so? Let's see. The brands I like. There's Seasonic. Don't have EVGA. I thought EVGA was still doing stuff. Alright, well. Lowest priced. No, I don't want to use adapters. They've had a lot of issues. So I'd probably need to... Okay, 12 pin. Yeah, so I would need one of these. Hold on. Does that have the new modular ATX 12 volt, graphics connector, 6+2 pin, and a 12+4 pin? So I think that's what it is. It'd be my first one doing that. But yeah. Well, we're dropping again. And what I don't understand is... This makes no sense to me. Really? Really? Come on, computer. You can do it. You can do it. So it's working fine over on the TikToks. Why are you this way? Okay, now it's looking like it's fine. So I'm just gonna run a ping. I wonder if it's the network card. rtmp.twitch.tv. Hold on. Okay, come on. So it's working perfectly fine. when you do that. Dash T. I'm just curious why it's like going up and down. It's making no sense to me. Because we've had like perfect streams for a while. It's like it doesn't like the route or something. So it's not... I don't think it's anything local to the machine. Only have that. So let's see if log files upload current log file. Hardware accelerated GPU acceleration. And Windows 10 is known to cause issues with experimental fissure. We recommend disabling it via this screen. Could that be it? Okay, hold on. Admin, blah, 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 blah. Does OBS have an update? They do, but okay, system hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. So I wonder, settings, display, graphic settings. Oh, I need to restart the PC for that change to take effect. Womp womp. Okay, so it's down to 3, so it's not an issue of NVENC performance. Wrong color range. Settings. Advanced. And set color range back to limited. Why are you not? Hi. I guess we're just gonna have to tinker for a little bit. Restart, we can wait. Well, we're gonna see what happens with this, because what I'm also trying to do is rule out network connectivity issues. Hold up. One drop packet there. So I have a ping to, let's see. Games and overlay tools, experimental feature. 4.9% dropped frames. Dropped frames and general connection issues. It's the weirdest thing because when I do my testing, I did a bunch of testing offline. It worked just fine. I had like 2 small blips for a couple seconds. You know what I also wonder? Could Bitdefender be getting in the way? I'm just curious. Let's see. Advanced. How do you just... There's got to be an option to just disable it temporarily. This is why I want to move over to, what you call it? CrowdStrike, so I could at least, you know, pinhole that, set an entire exclusion. Manage exceptions. Let's go into the C drive, program files. Where is OBS located? I hate how Windows folder structure is because it's the most confusing to find anything. I know everyone's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, trust me. You deal with Linux, it's so easy to get around. Okay, OBS Studio. In 64-bit. Okay, so get that OBS Studio in 64-bit. OBS 64. Yeah, we're gonna exclude that entirely. I'm gonna be so upset if this was actually the fix. So protections there. Let's go to settings. OBS browser page has been allowed. And tools. Really? It wouldn't let me scroll because, wow, that is a really janky thing. Okay. So it's allowed, period, network adapters, settings. Okay, dashboard, that, protection. Alright, we'll see if that actually helps a little bit. So I did enable the firewall, but I turned off the antivirus side of it. Okay. What flavor of Penguin do I use? I use Pop OS. What do you think about new cybersecurity professionals compared to the ones 15 years ago? Well, I've only been in the field like 10 years. So, the new ones, I think, well, this is not specific to just cybersecurity. New people coming into the field don't really understand a lot of the core concepts around things. Since that last hiccup. Yeah, well, it's kind of sporadic. And I'm curious what's causing it. So, and what's weird is I've done, okay, so I did a test stream where I was streaming to Kick, YouTube, and Twitch all simultaneously with Twitch and YouTube offline. I literally let it run overnight. It dropped 3 times, 15 seconds each. Nothing as egregious as what we're doing now. But every time I come on here with y'all, then I start getting issues. So, I just got to keep figuring out what is the issue. Huh. And I'm almost at the point where I want to set up a rebroadcaster. Just to lessen the load here. Where I send one stream to another box in my house. Like, send it out to a local device to rebroadcast it out. When you say they don't understand core concepts, what do you mean? Well, like, okay, it just blipped. Cinti, you jinxed it. Wait. Am I still coming through? I don't know. It went red for a sec. Sorry if I'm a little bit anal right now, because I'm just, like, trying to figure this out. Put on some seductive music. Did you roll ones before the stream? Apparently. Alright, come on. What you got? I rolled an 11. Still saw me and didn't buffer? Okay, that's an improvement. So, I'm judging it by the signal bar at the bottom of OBS. If it's turning red. But I'm getting full green bars right now. It dipped down to red, and then it went all haywire with the frame rate. So, I don't know. The other thing I could possibly... Well... Do I have CPU-Z on here? Yeah, I do. So I'm just curious if after the stream, if I update my network drivers, will that fix it? So I have an MSI Pro B55, MSI.com. Yeah. Terms of service, blah, 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 blah. Service. Why can't they ever just make it straightforward to like, hey, here's drivers? Maybe it's budget cuts from the government that's causing it? Maybe. Yeah, see, I'm dropping a few packets here and there. Also, can you say the second half of your username for me? I'm not sure I'm saying it right. So it's Chief Geek 3D or Chief Geeked. Either one works. Okay, so let's see. Motherboard. Pro Series. What is it? Pro B550 VC Wi-Fi. So I definitely could use the BIOS update, which I will do after. Well, I gotta do it on that box, too. One at a time. And then Windows 11. Definitely got the chipsets. The LAN driver. That's relatively recent. Curious. If we go to the device manager, and then we look at network adapters, is it pulling in a new one? No, that driver's from 2023. Okay, so that might be something to look at. I was saying it right. Yeah. What do you think from the cybersec side of things of the anti-gooing law, as people are referring to it as? Which one are you talking about? From the UK side of things, Quick Hacker? Did you restart the computer? I did not restart the computer yet. I'm just gonna power through this stream. I have an idea that it might be related to my antivirus on here, because I have Bitdefender on this machine. So I made an exclusion in the antivirus settings for OBS, and in the firewall, it is opened up. It's the Online Safety Act that essentially says adult content, you need to have a proof of ID to get it. Well, the government can go suck it. But yeah, I don't agree with it. I definitely don't agree with it. The reality is, it's going to do more harm than good. You're already seeing, so for example, I have to actively think about, for my Matrix server, should I start blocking UK addresses? Because anyone that is on a forum or anything, I have to consider that. And that is going to hurt a lot of businesses, a lot of people that want to do business and stuff in the UK. They're not going to want to expense the money and the resources to do it. Now, Facebook, they've got massive resources. They can throw money at it. No problem for them. But, yeah. Nice try, Foddy. Go troll somewhere better. People have found ways around it without VPN, and the photo ID goes to third parties. That makes it even worse. Look, we already have a problem right now where you look at, the T app. I don't know if you're familiar with the T app. It's like this popular app that came out in the US that portrays themselves as going for helping women's security and women's safety in dating. On the surface, noble cause. Horrible execution. They got breached not once, but apparently there's now a second breach that was revealed where it was even worse, and they were able to access data as recent as last week. Whereas before it was only a 2024. What's your opinion on daily driving MS-DOS 6? In this day and age, well, it could be fun to tinker with, but I don't think you could daily drive MS-DOS because you can't even access the internet properly with it. Hell, I remember having to do Trumpet with Windows 95 when I was a little kid. Was it 95? Trying to remember. My memory's kind of foggy on a lot of those things. But yeah, the UK Online Safety Act, I actually have a video that's going to be coming out about that soon. So I did rush to make a video today. The T-App video, that I recorded this morning before I started work. Then I started editing it right as soon as work ended. And then I have 4 other videos recorded. But I have to prioritize the things that are more important right now. Right now, the 3 videos that I want to get out that are more important than the other videos that I had planned, which are already recorded, as I said. So, to give you an idea of the ones that are already recorded, why I left PC repair business, reacting to this video of someone, it's literally just pulling the video that we did from, no wait, no, that's a reaction video that was just pulled off Twitch that I just gotta make a thumbnail for and push up. Networking skills for IT, debt collector stolen data, that one's a priority, Ireland anti-encryption, they have a law that's coming out too that's really bad. They basically want you to backdoor the encryption and are trying to basically say, hey, we want you to still have encryption, but we want a backdoor. As if that hasn't already been a problem. So, I have some more content that I'm planning on having come out. I just have to sit down and actually get around to doing it is the issue. Your thoughts on payment providers shutting down games on Steam and itch.io? Well, I think those freaking Karens over at Collective Shout should, you know, just shout into my butthole. If that gives you an idea of anything. So the problem that I have with payment processors is they basically have an oligopoly right now where they got us by the balls. So really in the West, the only options really are Visa and MasterCard. Yes, there's American Express, but the honest truth is they're not accepted everywhere because they have some higher fees, and not everyone has access to an American Express card because American Express, they have different requirements. Like, I can get an American Express, I just don't want to pay the yearly fee, and I have enough credit cards as it is. I don't have that much debt. Like, I have like $600 that I owe on my credit cards right now, and the signal's dropping again. Dropping some signals, dropping all the way. Hey, Twitch, let me know. Are you seeing any buffering on your end? I'm just curious if this is buffering. Like, it's showing there's no buffering, though. No? Okay. That's weird. That's suspicious. Audio is off for a few. What's interesting, though, is I'm doing a consistent ping to Twitch, although that may not be the Twitch RTMP server. I'm getting some latency. So I wonder if Bitdefender. Hold on. Protection. Turn off the firewall. Oh, still going up. Okay. It seems to have stabilized. Is it the firewall? I don't know. It's just been really janky. No buffering. One said the audio is off for a few. I just need to get a better internet connection. I need fiber optic. We need fiber across America. Hey Marco, what's going on? Any tips or advice for anyone who wants to get into coding and electronics? Yeah, just tinker. Find a project, tinker. The most important thing you can do to learn anything is just start tinkering. Start, you know, pulling up books, whatever you need to do. And yeah, that's how I studied a lot of my things. And I also broke a lot of things. We do need fiber across America. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you. Because I think fiber internet would solve a lot of people's issues for different things. And the fact of the matter is that I only can at best get 50 megabits of upload is some bull. Yeah. Well, America is unfortunately a third world country with the Gucci belt. It's funny when people say, like, we're the greatest country on earth, but then, like, we're missing all these things. Studying being a common electrician, but I also want to learn coding and PC electronics. I'm echoing. You might want to refresh your stream. We think about the T-app conundrum. Oh, there's a video out on YouTube I just put out about the T-app. There'll be TikToks coming out of it soon. So for those of you that are on the TikTok side of things, yeah, it's definitely you, bud. There's nothing that would actually cause an echo on my side. I'm not trying to say it's an issue, but it's definitely not an ish-me. When I lived in the UK and traveled a lot, I realized we were missing a lot of things most countries give freely. Well, absolutely. I think the problem is that because most of America has never left America and never actually seen what it's like to be outside of America, and for good reason, the country is very large, so a lot of people don't need to leave the country as much. Well, the problem is Americans don't understand how it is. Like, many Americans have still not left the country to go to Canada or Mexico. I have experience in microservice structure? No. Unfortunately, I do not. Because you can tell the people that have actually experienced the country outside of the U.S. versus the people that have been here. There's a lot of people I've dealt with that are pretty closed-minded. And let me make this very clear. I've met a lot of people that are in the military that have traveled the world and still haven't really experienced the world because they've mostly been on the American bases and they haven't really experienced much of the local cultures and stuff like that. Yeah, I have a 1 gigabit download and 50 megabits up. They don't let us get synchronous connections. At least in my part of town. It's some bull. I want my fiber and I need it now. And I don't mean by Raisin Bran. My friends growing up never left our small ass town. I'm from a city, and I know a lot of people that still haven't even left the city or their state. I don't know how I could ever live that way. I understand that, you know, it costs money to travel and everything like that, but I need to travel. I need to go out and experience other people. With the upload side of things, you would benefit from Starlink, not from the cost. Now, there is a fiber company that I hear that's like starting to roll more fiber out here, but they're not in my area yet. I would rather have a 100 by 100 connection than a 1 gigabit down and 50 up. They brought the team and they said we make fiber, but not for me. Pretty much. What programming language should I start with? What's the Arduino's use? Is it BASIC? I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. What the hell does Arduino use? For some reason I'm blanking on that. Arduino CC. Wait, what? Arduino uses its own language based on C++. Yeah, that'll probably be good for you. I haven't done too much with it, though. Or there's a library in Python. Ooh, you can do it in Python. That makes my life easier. Python with JS, basically. Interesting. I want to get back to my coding projects, but the issue is, I have to work. The honest truth is, I would like to, one day be able to retire from my job and then just tinker with cybersecurity and technology and all that as a hobby all day long, and then do content on a lot of that stuff. I never thought I'd see the day where I'd actually say, you know, being a full-time content creator would be nice, but I would need to displace my income. It's a lofty goal. I don't know if I'll ever get there. Is that champagne or wine? It is Vinho Verde from Portugal. 'Tis wine. And wine is not an emulator. These days you can do almost anything with Python. Yeah, pretty much. I like doing things in Python more, even though I use ChatGPT, Amazon Q, and Claude basically to do a lot of the frameworks and stuff, but I at least study Python to know how it works, and then I understand secure coding practices as well. Like, for example, not to have a leaky bucket like the T-app has done not once, but twice. Just saying. Yeah. Thoughts on Watch Dogs 2? Haven't played it. And this goes back to my statement I said earlier where I have a job, and because of that, that's where my priority of my time is, and I'd like to actually get to the point in my life that I can actually retire and just focus on tech and all that as a fun thing. I got into tech and cybersecurity as a fun little hobby, and then, you know, you got a job, and I'm like, yeah, I like my job and, you know, doing those things, but then it kind of sucks the soul and fun out of a lot of the things I want to do with it. So by the time I get home, I don't want to do a lot of different things, which is why I haven't done the Twitch and Toot enhancement that I've been wanting to do for a minute, among other things. But yeah, good. Just like any media, it probably portrays hacking coding badly, but still a fun game. Watch Dogs 2, they do that? That's interesting. There's been a few games that I've come across that actually do coding and everything. So I was joking with one of my friends earlier that I'll never be able to become a content creator as a proper job, because the problem is it seems like everyone that actually makes it to be a content creator usually has to be an asshole. Or a fraud. Speaking of which, did y'all see the drama that's starting with Mutahar or anything like that? Like, somebody made, like, a long video, kind of, like, exposing him. This seems like it's been this quarter, not just this month, but these past 2 months seem to be, like, the takedowns of the frauds, or the, you know, egotistical, maniacal, or whatever word you want to go with. Not maniacal, but egotistical people. Like, you first had Pirate Software. And to be fair, that seemed to have been coming for a little while. Wait, there's a spike in the latency over there. Okay. Nope, didn't hurt. And then, like, Pirate Software lost a lot of his audience, understandably, after the whole thing. And the funny thing is, all he had to do was just admit, hey, this wasn't what I thought it was. or, you know, during the whole World of Warcraft thing. And to be honest, I remember when the World of Warcraft thing happened, I saw videos of it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that sucks. It's a video game. Oh, it's hardcore mode. Okay, they lost their character. Still a video game. To me, it was like, yeah, it was a bit crap that he went about doing things the way he did, but I was like, in the grand scheme, it's just a video game you guys are playing. Like, I understand, like, yeah, he effed up there and everything like that. But then you had, like, a few other incidents, and there's more drama coming out that I don't want to really get into. And then now you have Mutahar. Apparently there's this one video. I don't know how much truth is to this video. Content creators can make mistakes. All we want is them to admit them. Yeah. And that's probably why I'm never going to actually make it big, because I am willing to admit when I make mistakes. Like, my first mistake was actually getting on TikTok and becoming a content creator. You see what I did there? Because the funniest thing is, in my wildest dreams, I never, ever, ever had any inclination whatsoever to become a content creator. I never did. Never wanted to do it. It was like, okay, I'll consume content. I might comment on a few people. I've been watching Level 1 Techs for years, you know, for example, and all that. But then it all changed when the pandemic happened. We were all trapped in our house. And I literally just started posting some stupid videos of what I was tinkering on and didn't give any thought to it. I was like, okay, I'll put this out here. I'm bored. Here's a 3D printed, you know, little thing here. Here's some tech I do. Here's my BS political views that, honestly, my head was up my own butt a few years ago on politics, too, and ever since it's changed. You know, share footage inappropriately. Not even HR will be able to write it down. Just Dev, I am your HR. Yeah, I, never intended to make any content whatsoever. And then what honestly kept me going was, I had a lot of people reach out that, like many of you in the audience here, that, in chat and everything, that didn't have access to any kind of community, in terms of IT, cybersecurity, you know, networking and all that. And the pandemic brought this weird unity, I guess, for lack of a better term, that where people got together to, you know, just get to know each other and build a community online. And it was just completely accidental, never intended for it to happen. You remember the passes holder 3D printed? Yeah, the multi-pass. I still have my multi-pass holder with my COVID card upstairs somewhere. Even though we don't need them, it was a fun print. And honestly, that thing got me out of credit card debt. The credit card debt that I got over COVID because I was between jobs and prices got high and unemployment was screwing me over and all that. So I'm always thankful for the community. And to be honest, Darko, the buddy that you've seen come over here IRL, you know, in a couple of streams, and you see him also come into the Discord once in a while. He's the reason why I even got on Twitch. Well, him and Sugar. They were the ones pushing me to get on Twitch. They were the ones that pushed me to get a Discord server set up. Because I was like, I don't know, do I want to really do this thing? Sure. And my stream just went to crap for a second. Did it buffer for y'all on the Twitch side of things? YouTube? Anyone? I'm getting some timeouts over here. So I'm wondering if it's my network card. Wonder if it's my Ethernet cable. Curious. Oh, it did? It buffered for a sec? I'm still getting issues. Still getting issues. Okay, come on. Come on. I think I can. I think I can. So everything's fine over on the TikTok side, but not on the Twitch side. So hold on. Hold on. If this doesn't even out in like 10 seconds. Hold on, I'm gonna, you know... Settings. Advanced. Stream. Auto. Okay. I switched ingest servers over on Twitch and just restarted the stream. So we'll see how that works. This is so annoying, because I remember when I started streaming, I was getting perfect streams and everything, so I'm gonna definitely look at replacing the cables around here. You know what? I should also poke at the firewall. Let me poke at the firewall. Doo-dah, doo-dah. So I did upgrade my PF Sense. And no errors out across the entire LAN. Okay. Let's check. And I did reboot the entire firewall as well as switches, access points. I did a full reboot of everything today, trying to get this figured out. But I have a feeling it's not necessarily this box. I mean, the firewall. I have a feeling that it is, whatchamacallit? The actual box over here. We'll see. All of us, a community of tech-savvy neurodivergence. Yeah. So let's see. Let's dive into the Twitch data over here. 138. Okay, top flow talkers. What are the two dangerous flows that you have? So I'm looking at NTOP NG, which I really do need to share in some content and everything. Why do you talk to my iPhone? Huh. My neurodivergence can never handle having a streaming schedule. Honestly, it's one of the hardest things that I built up into, but now it feels weird when I don't stream. I don't know how to explain it. One of the dangerous flows is my Matrix server. That's funny. So I'm not seeing anything on the firewall side of things, which leads me to believe It may, in fact, be the stream box. But I don't think it's a rendering issue with the GPU. I think it's a networking issue. So I may update the network drivers inside of here. And then I will probably replace the Ethernet cable going from here to the box to the wall. This is the part that sucks about tech, is the constant tinkering to figure out the problems and everything. Also curious how the YouTube side has been. But I've been, you know, digging into a lot of the different issues going on. It feels like everything is going on all at once. Getting back to the topic at hand. So you had the T-app going on, their breach, but more importantly, you have Ireland's anti-encryption law, the UK Online Safety Act, and the US with the Kids Online Safety Act. Then you also have Visa and MasterCard being just complete D-bags, thanks to the freaking Karens in Australia. I can't believe that Collective Shout has been able to get the power that they do. Like, these Karens... So, here's the thing. I can just say FDNS. Yes, it's always DNS. Here's the thing with the whole Collective Shout thing as far as I've looked into it. And I have a script together, I just need to record it. So apparently Collective Shout claims that they're a feminist group. Let me put it this way. I don't have issues with feminism. In the same way, I don't have issues with Christianity. And I don't have issues with Arch Linux. And I don't have issues with veganism. I have issues with Christians, vegans, Arch users, and a lot of these feminists that happen to wield it like a cudgel and actually oppress other female voices, and even, you know, like, because the Karens over at Collective Shout, they proclaim that they're, you know, fighting for women and children. But, yeah, feminazi, that would be a good term, but, you know, gotta be careful about saying that with the TikToks. But, I don't have issues. Like, if we actually look at what feminism is, like, at its core, what it's doing and everything like that, I have no issue with it. The issue I have is the people that use feminism to push it into ways that don't make sense in terms of the feminist movement. Because, like, let's look at this way from Collective Shout. They want to go after games that happen to have adult-related content. Well, slippery slope there. Because adults should have content that's specific to them that kids shouldn't have. Look, if your kid is playing Grand Theft Auto 5, that's your problem as a parent. That's not my damn problem. All right? I can go out, buy beer, play my video game, and, you know, have a beer in one hand, and then shoot my gun off in another, and go, America! Okay, I just wanted to say that for the laughs. But you get my point. Whereas, if you have an issue with children having access to certain games and certain types of content, be a better frickin' parent. My best friend. You've seen her in chat and everything. Sugar. 2 great kids. She's Mama Bear. She's on top of, you know, what her kids do and everything. Like, straight up, her eldest got on Discord a couple years ago, but it's under her supervision. She's only allowed to message certain people, and I'm one of those people. And she's got a goofy sense of humor. She sent me some funny freaking things. And I've hit up, my buddy, and I'm like, do you know what your daughter just sent me? She just sent me a torture device for a unicorn. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, she drew out this whole thing about how she wants to make, like, a torture device for a unicorn. Like, straight out, kid drawing. Sent it to me on Discord. Like an MS Paint kind of thing. I was cracking up, and I'm like, she's definitely been around me too long if she's got that kind of twisted humor. Well, that's questionable. She's able to message you. F you, Wicked. I know you're just trolling me. I feel that people will always find an excuse instead of taking accountability for their dog shit parent. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Do you remember years ago? Okay, maybe a lot of you don't remember this. I grew up when Christianity was this cudgel being thrown down on everyone. It still is to an extent, but it was even worse in the 90s. The satanic panic. How many of you are familiar with that? Because it feels like we're going full circle, but it's now coming from these feminists trying to do the same thing. You have these Christians trying to crack down on adult content and what's moral. I mean, I remember there was a Christian group that went after Rachel Ray because she had cleavage. Like, yeah, I'm not even joking. Go look it up. In fact, let's look this up together. Not the Rachel Ray cleavage thing. Get your mind out of the gutter. But, what was it? Rachel Ray Christians complain. Oh, this was an actual thing. Hold on. This is gonna be like a little bit of course, like her other, controversial thing of not wanting to have, kids or anything is drowning it out. But that was a real thing. We'll have to find it sometimes. Yeah, I only got 10 viewers. Yeah. TikTok is kind of, screwy. But then again, a lot of people don't like to watch lives on, TikTok because they're on their phone. It's just not conducive to that. But, what am I, at with my, hold on. With the Twitch. Hold on. Yeah, over on Twitch, I got 10. So I got 18 total. My total viewership count is an adult and can vote now. 3 more viewers, we can drink. I'm already beating you to the punch on that one. Oh, on YouTube, there's a few more. Yeah, I forgot. We have YouTube. I do see the YouTube chat. So on the tubes, we've got another 5. I like when there are less people in here. Makes it easier to communicate with everyone. I do too. Don't get me wrong. I do like it because I do want to be able to communicate with my community. That's also why I have the Discord. Honestly, I do this because I want to be able to connect with different people. So glad to live in Europe where I can drink at 18. Oh, I know. That's the funny thing is, so I lived in Israel when I was 18 years old. Went to school there for a year. Went to what we call a yeshiva. It's basically a religious school. My parents didn't force me to do it. It was one of my own things. It was a great experience. I got to experience the world. That's how I actually got to get firsthand experience with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and I will be honest with you, I was one of those, I'm sad to say it, one of those people that, was completely pro-Israel. Now, let me clarify this. I still believe that in a two-state solution. Don't get me wrong. But I was one of those, like, the Palestinians are evil kind of things. But living in Israel, experiencing what they went through, and meeting my cousins that are Muslim and all that over there changed my perspective on it. Because the problem is, I think a lot of Americans have their head up their butt on all different perspectives, where they think that there's only black and white. And in reality, I came to realize, oh, look, they're just regular everyday people that want to go to work and have an opportunity and, just have a safe place for their kids and be able to do better for their kids than we'd had for ourselves. I think that's what everyone wants to go after. That's actually why I tell people, make trade, not war. I think the problem is you have a bunch of arrogant elitists and so many different conflicts that just need to end up just taking out a tape measure and just start measuring it. But then you have these elitists that ruin it for everybody. I don't think Hamas is good for the Palestinians. I don't think Netanyahu is good for Israelis, but I also don't think Fatah was that much better for the Palestinians. And, it's like, it's all effed in every single way. Okay? But I didn't realize that until I actually explored my experiences when I was overseas. I wouldn't say I was indoctrinated. I'd say I was more ignorant. It wasn't really indoctrinated. It was more ignorant. It was just I was only in this view, and you're in this bubble. And I feel like a lot of people that, are on the extreme end of the other side, it's the same problem. They forget to realize there are humans on the other side. And in my experience, the majority of people are just everyday people that get caught in the crossfire, and they're the ones getting effed. The majority of Palestinians just want a freaking job and stability and to be able to have consistent power, water, food, the same things that we all strive to have. American, wait, hold on. Catching up. Funny, your B-Day is one day after my sister's. Wait, my B-Day? I don't know. I don't really celebrate my birthday. It's just a day. I don't think either set is entirely evil. Everyone is evil, and we should have one big juicy gay makeout session and call it a day. Fair enough. Orgies all around. That was my experience in Malaysia. Nicest people in the world. Oh, I'd love to visit Malaysia. In fact, I also would like to say that, the Iranian people, they're beautiful people. Just caught with a horrible government regime. I don't blame them at all. They just, because you're now talking about, you had issues where you had the Shah that was, corrupt because the U.S. installed their powers and everything. So they're like, we don't like this, so we're going to go to this. And they're like, we don't like that either, but we're screwed now. And that's the problem that I noticed when it went to the people in Gaza and everything like that. The more I tune into your live, the more I realize how cool you are. You're right on. I just think that we all need to pull our head out of our butt. Maybe take an acid or two of drop, and never mind. You didn't hear that. I just think most people need to chill out and relax. I remember some of my best friends when I was in Israel were Palestinians, and I actually used to sell nargila, hookah. We used to rent those out. It was a little gig I did while I was there, make a few bucks. My buddies and I, we would finish up, close the shop down, take straight to the Dead Sea. We'd pick up some girls, you know, Muslims, Jews, just picking up girls. Like, my friends were Muslims and Jews. The girls were all, you know, over the place, too. Go to the beach in the Dead Sea, smoke an nargila at the beach, you know, a hookah, and then chill out in the Dead Sea, have a bonfire by the Dead Sea, come back, and then very often Magav, the border control, was harassing my Palestinian friends, and then once in a while I'd get the ignorant talking to of like, well, you're American. Do you know who they are? Yeah, they're my friends. We work together. There are some ignorant people there. They're not all bad, because I remember there was a soldier accosting my friend that I then waved over one of their supervisors, who then went after the soldier saying you can't do that. There's good people and bad people everywhere. What did you text me just, Dev? What did you text me? Why did you send me a picture of a cat coming out of a litter box? Oh, what did you just clip, Marco? He's been like that for 10 minutes. He's frozen. You did not just catch that. Oh, now that I call him out, he moves. What do you think I clipped? Yeah. Multi-stream? Yeah. There's a multi-stream. Right now, I'm not on the kick side of things because there's an issue, but I've been playing with different things. Yeah. Link in chat. Link in bio for all that, if you want to go over that. But yeah, and then, but anyway, yeah, I do have to thank the time that I lived overseas to open my world up, because I'd probably have my head up my butt, ignorant, arrogant, you know, schmuck that thought that I knew all the answers to the world and life. And the reality is, the older I get, the more I travel, the more I realize I don't know anything, and I'm but a small worm in the grand universe of things. And the best I can do is hope to leave a better mark on the world and leave it better than what I came in. The problem is, I think a lot of people don't have that mindset, and that's the problem you have. But I also like to believe that most people have their hearts in the right place, and they have the best of intentions, except Donald Trump and Netanyahu. But I will say this, as much as I didn't agree with George Bush, for example, on his policies, I think he had his heart in the right place. I can't say the same for Trump, as I've said before. I have my head up my butt. Well, lubricant. Just remember, flared base. You need a flared base if you do that. I wonder if they put a filter in for kick yet. Maybe? I don't know. What color was Kurt Cobain's eyes? Wait, what? I think this can go to every part of the world. Most people want to live normal, happy lives. I think that's the damn truth as well. Pull up the AC/DC clip. He had blue eyes. I don't know what was the significance of telling me about that. Also, I'm really curious if the Bitdefender firewall was the actual fix. If that is the case, I am going to be so pissed. But I do still want to get at least... See, now I'm still debating if I want to get the 5070 or the 5050. But I'm probably going to end up getting a 5070. If I can swing it, but I'm going to have to sit longer on it. I'll do that after the ham radio. Because the 5070 has dual NVENC chips. Nope. We're dropping packets. We're dropping packets. No. We were doing so good. Wait. Nope, not maybe stabilizing? Is it stabilizing? Are we okay? Chat, are we good? It's like a roller coaster. Whoa! I swear to God, I would like to get a better house. And by better, I don't mean I need a bigger house. I just need to be in an area that has fiber internet. Which sucks, because I know they have fiber internet only a couple of miles away from me. It's bull. Even most Trump supporters just want what's best, but Trump's not just not what's best. Well, yeah. The problem with a lot of Trump supporters, and I say this from talking to them, is they honestly want the best, but they don't seem to have a really good world view of things. Again, let me put it this way. It's more out of a point of ignorance. And let me make this very clear. There's a huge difference between ignorance and stupidity. You can cure ignorance. You can't cure stupidity. There's a lot of ignorant people, not just on the Trump side. You can find ignorant people in just about any political ideology or background or thing like that. How does one cure ignorance? You learn. Use the meld multi-stream. No. Hell no. I'm not using meld. I'm keeping it open source. OBS is fine. It's not a software thing. It's a hardware thing. Or it's something with my config on my system. It's either somewhere in the connection there. But I've ruled out the modem. The modem was a huge part of the drops, I think. Well, let's actually check the modem. Hold on. Let's check the modem. Defender. Stop bothering me. All right, let's see what the modem is saying. No uncorrected errors on channels 1 through 31. 33 has 157, but that's over the course of several days. I mean, it could be an issue, but that would be 157 packets overall. Now, there is a high amount of... I may call my ISP to actually... There may be some issues with the node, but we'll keep troubleshooting that side of things. What is that beat? I have some beats that are exclusive to me, because back in the day, I used to, back during the pandemic, this was a little music studio. The soon-to-be Ham Shack is a recording booth, and now my friends don't really come over to spit anymore, so I'm converting that to a Ham Shack. But we had beats for different songs. There's a few songs I put up just because it was fun to do, not because it was something serious to pursue. It was just something we could all do together. What DAW did I use? My buddy mostly did Fruity Loops, so that's what we used. And then we would also use a mixture of Reaper and Audacity for different things. Yeah, I would MC with some of my friends for fun. So, the beats that you hear on stream as background noise, those are beats that are exclusive to us. Some of them I've actually bought from other beat makers. And they're exclusive to me. That's dope and also sad for me. Yeah. Although if you do need to get some beats for your stream or anything like that, I can definitely recommend upbeat.io, UPPBEAT.io. I use so if you actually go to my YouTube videos and you're curious about the background music in those videos, that's from Upbeat. Because it's easier to deal with the licensing and stuff like that. But yeah, UPPBEAT.io. I can actually show you it. Give me 1 second here. UPPBEAT.io. So you got thousands of songs. So, here, let me, pipe my audio to the machine. Hold on. Do I still have the mixed audio set up? Yeah, I do. Okay. Just make sure.
Front, left.
I think that. Chat, let me know if you heard that.
Front, left.
Okay, it's going through. So, let me mute my background music on the street deck. But yeah, they have like all these different styles and everything. And the cool thing is, when you buy it, you can actually have your channel tied to it. So that way, if you play this music, you don't have to like put the rights or anything in it. And I think it's like $80 a year or something like that. So we can find like, say, here, we'll just find like Chill Hop. So these are all included in my subscription. So even by using this, I have rights to play all of this in my streams and everything. Yeah, just a little bit. So if I wanted to, I could literally just fire these up and play it on a hold of the computer and be fine. Like, I'm not going to get struck for any of this because I have the rights to use this through Upbeat for my content creation. They've even got, like, different things where you can have, like, different styles. I actually like the vibe of this one. I'm saving that for later. The other cool thing you can do, you can get a playlist generator. So you can actually, what's the scene? So we'll go for, like, cybersecurity hacking. You get, like, 100 credits per month to make a playlist. And then it goes through, and it does its best to find stuff. Gives you, like, a suitability score. And it tries its best to, like, match to the theme. I mean, it's done pretty good. So, yeah, Upbeat.io. It's a really great platform. I haven't really tried it with TikTok. So the problem is with TikTok is, so when I do my videos and I'm clipping my shorts, on YouTube, I keep the music. On TikTok, I have to remove the music. Because even though I have the rights for it, TikTok doesn't have a sophisticated enough copyright or whatever system that I can tie it into my thing and say, yes, I am authorized to use this music. So I've gotten hits on TikTok for using music it says I don't have the rights to, but I do have the rights to. So, what I do, when I, make my videos, I use Kdenlive to make my videos when I'm doing them for YouTube, because a lot of my videos now are TikToks. And then all I do grab that. I'll render one version with audio, with the music down here. And I'll render one with it muted. And then I send that off to my mod who does the clipping. And then he clips the videos, so he gets the same clips in TikTok and YouTube Shorts. So they're the same video, but one doesn't have background music and the other does. I add background music because I find it's a nice chill vibe. And then I mix it into my music, of course. So I have my own little filters and effects. Because, yes, I've done that and had to go back and fix it. Yep. And I have little filters over here, like presets that I have for different things. So, we'll open up, like, one of my other projects. Okay, yeah, I know. So you can see I have the pass bands all adjusted here. I'll show it on the TikTok side because I know you don't get the full screen. So I have these presets over here. So I can drop them into a few songs. And then I have, every time I add a new song to the repertoire, I actually set up a new preset. That way I can come back and use it, because then I'll drop the music like say in here. And then there's also another folder, where is it? Hayden Live Settings. So I saved those presets as well in case my computer ever goes down. So I have a backup of all my settings and I can get back. So, you know, I've actually figured out how to do a lot of my editing and everything without having to break the bank on a lot of software. The things I basically pay for is Canva. Canva is the only thing I pay for, along with ChatGPT. I do use ChatGPT to help me improve my scripts. So I come up with an idea for a lot of my scripts, and then I run it through ChatGPT to refine it and tone it, and then I go back and forth with it to clean it up the way I need it, because it will get... If you just tell it to make a script on something, it'll get a lot of information wrong. So, I've seen that firsthand, whereas I've gone back and forth. And by the way, ChatGPT will make stuff up and throw in links that go to nowhere. Just heads up there. So never completely trust ChatGPT or Claude or anything like that. Always verify all the information. Now, I will say that between this Elgato teleprompter, ChatGPT, and Canva, it's improved my ability to make thumbnails, the entire video, tremendously. So I woke up, like, to give you an idea, I woke up this morning feeling like P. Diddy, grabbing my baby oil. No, I'm kidding. That was a Kesha song reference, just to make sure you understood that. But no, I woke up, I recorded a video. Took me about 45 minutes, I'd say, to record the video that I did for the T app. Then I finished up my work day. After work was finished, spent about an hour and a half editing the video, grabbing screenshots, doing all that, mixing the audio, then rendering the video. Upload that to, I use Office 365 for a lot of those things. Sent that over. Sent that to YouTube. Put that on. That's about 15 minutes for ChatGPT. By the way, ChatGPT, it will give you good advice, at least decently, if you want to do designs. Just don't have it do the designs for you, because if you look at my earliest videos, ChatGPT was the one that actually generated the thumbnails, and they were just horrible. Whereas now I actually will take advice, like, the things I basically ask it for, like, how can I make this kind of title for a thumbnail or something like that? And then what I will do is ask it what fonts work best. ChatGPT and Gemini have been giving me a rough time trying to get OpenShift's open source version figured out on my network. Yeah. I know you ordered 3 pallets of baby oil. 3? Those are rookie numbers. We got to pump those numbers up. Waking up in the morning feeling like pee. I put my glasses on. Oh, I'm going to hit this city. Oh, yeah, that was the entire song. I'm like P. I'm like, yeah, P Diddy. Yeah, yeah. I really wish Kesha would re-release that song so that way we could be like, I wake up in the morning feeling like fuck P Diddy. Because I definitely did. I still do. I don't want to F him, but you get the point. I'm pretty sure there are dudes doing that in jail, but I digress. I'm sure he likes that with his freak-offs. I got 17 pallets of baby powder for the slip and slide. I don't think you want baby powder for that. That ain't a slip and slide. That's more like a friction burn. I've been prompting GPT to fix the InfoSec job market, but nothing yet. We're opening it at the shutdown water park in Kansas City. What the hell? But yeah. Oh, totally meant what? Wait, what? I had the worst day of my of IT in my whole career today. Oh yeah? What happened? Changed the wrong drive out at a customer site. Yep. That's a lesson in that's a lesson you will never forget. Because you're gonna wake up and that's just always gonna smack you in the face. Cause some problems. I bet. I bet. You know, I also got the Spyro trilogy of games, and I haven't played that. I haven't really played games in a while. Well, who hasn't caused problems, lol? My body is shaking from how sore I am. Baby Jesus got me squirming. What the hell? Still have my job, though, so that's something. Yeah. We're gonna need you to come in on Sunday. Yeah. If you haven't seen Office Space, you wouldn't get that reference. I also have a red swingline stapler at my desk in my office. What are some good distros to look at for the first time Linux gaming user with decent technology? I personally use Pop OS. I like Pop OS. I think it works pretty well. It's pretty easy to use and maintain. I've had good performance on it. Some people say they like Bazite. I mean, there's plenty of options out there. The reality is, when it comes to, like, the differences between the Linux distros, a lot of them come down to the workflow, the UI, and the UX. But under the hood, they're more or less the same thing. So my advice would be, play around with the different ones to see what fits your workflow and your needs the best. I mean, they'll all be able to do pretty much the same things. The question is, how do you get from A to B to do the thing? That's what it comes down to. I carry Office Space and memory anytime I need to troubleshoot a printer. Yep. But she did it live. That's what she said. Did some nice DXing this weekend on HF. I reached as far as Bosnia, 6,900 kilometers. Nice. 6,900, one hop? Or did you get a couple hops? Did you get, was that scattered? Like, what was it? And, what was the signal strength you were getting? Was it 5x9? Or was it a little bit less? I still need to get my, ham shack together. I'll do that after DEF CON. 5.9, 100 watt. Nice. What antenna and what's your setup? I'm back. You probably didn't know I was gone. You came back like my father. He never did. He got that milk 20 years ago. Kidding. A JPC 12 portable. Not familiar with that one. Also, keep in mind, if you don't like GNOME or KDE or whatever base is there to start, if you feel creative, you can install different interface. Absolutely. Like my parents' marriage. He is gone. I bought the milk and the Cocoa Pebbles. Man, I haven't had Cocoa Pebbles in a minute. See, now I'm old. I need fiber because, you know, candy is dandy, but fruit helps you poop. See, I like to make sure things are moving. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. That's a bowel joke. Is there an overlap in Linux nerds and being hams? Yep. There's a good amount of us. In fact, if you haven't actually experienced it, if you're a hammer, we were playing with this a couple streams ago. It's probably the tool set I'm going to start using. So they have this, it's called AHRL, Andy's Ham Radio Linux. I put this in a VM because I wasn't sure if I was going to rock it, but I put Debian, just straight Debian. I think this is Debian 13. And I made a super complicated password. It's password. So the cool thing about this is it comes with all of these softwares out of the box. So you've got like antenna generators and, you know, antenna analytics. You've got CW tools, ARRL Teachers Institute. You've got digital modes over here. You've got electronic design tools, HF propagation tools, logging, you know, voice, you know, you got a lot of these things. You got rig control, so it even has like chirp and things like that out the box. You've got satellites out here, so like you can even do, hold on. Like, I haven't even played with most of this stuff, but it looks pretty promising. I actually met the developer at Hamvention. But yeah, you have, like, straight ham radio over here. So, hold on. Where? And you have SDR tools. Where was the tool? Yeah, so you have, like, gpredict. So you can actually see where the satellites are and where you may actually be starting to hit them to propagate. So, yeah. This is Andy's Ham Radio Linux. Yeah, it's a great one. The other thing is, I think it's Dragoon OS. Dragon OS or something like that. Hold on. Dragon OS. I think that's one that's actually out of the box for SDRs. Yeah, it is. This one. They have it for Raspberry Pis and stuff like that. The other thing that we were actually watching on another stream, I'm going to download that just for the fun of it. There's a thing called Radioberry. There's a huge overlap between Linux people and hams. So this is a ham hat, and it's an open source design where you can actually... hold on. Yeah. So this is a hat for a Raspberry Pi. And then I saw there was an amplifier that someone had on there. Let me see if I can find the video. We're not going to watch it again, but we watched it last time. What antenna are you using? I didn't see what antenna you're using. I'm using that antenna modded. What antenna are you using? I used Skywave Linux back in the day. I haven't heard of that. But yeah, if it tells you anything, you can look at my YouTube feed, and it's like, you know, Steam thing, ham, You've got like tons of like it's random on my feed, but there's a lot of ham stuff on my radio if that tells you anything. Anyway, if we go into the playlists, if we go over, hold on, where was it? I didn't clean this out yet. Yeah.
Hey everybody.
So let me see if I can fast forward. So he's got this little Raspberry Pi here. There's an amplifier inside of there as well. And I think he was able to do like 5 watts on this thing and get some good DX. And then he could remotely control with Spark SDR. So he could actually have that over the network. So you can run this with like a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus, very low power, so you can have remote operations. And he's, you know, using it with that antenna over there. He put his power poles on. Trying to see where the hell he had the there we go. I think, yeah, like right there.
3 watts.
Yeah, so he's running a couple watts and he was getting good DXs. I think he said he was actually down here because his ham license hasn't put up there, but he was traveling, and he was able to hit both coasts off that with a decent antenna. So yeah, you have the radio berry with a little amp that you can do pretty well. And then that'll be fun to actually do. But Andy's Ham Radio Linux, I think, is definitely worthwhile to check out. And it has all these tools packaged out of the box. And the developer is pretty receptive that if you come across different things or issues, he'll work through it. The only complaint that I have is he doesn't have this in a Git repository. So it's just on SourceForge and you download the image. But it installs on any operating system. It's not a distribution in and of itself. It's a set of tools that you can install on top of it. But yeah, there's a huge overlap between Linux people and ham people. Because we like to tinker, we like to experiment, and Linux just... It's you know, really easy to do a lot of different things. But yeah, there's, you know, like you can even have like... there's a solar data app right here. So like I can look at the HF conditions right now. I can see we've got fair... You know, in the nighttime, it's good, but on a 12 meter to 10 meter, it's pretty poor. So, you know, you can actually, there's all sorts of apps out here that are actually really, really useful. Now, there was something I wanted to show you, DGens. Let me just shut down this. So, have y'all heard of, what the hell was it that I downloaded before we started the stream? Let me open my ISOs. Nyarch. Wait, did it not download? I could have sworn it downloaded. Oh, I think it did. Did it? Nope, wait, no. Put that there. And then rename that. I don't know why it came out with that link. So for you degenerates out here, this isn't just Arch, it's Nyarch. I will show you why I grabbed this. Hopefully it downloaded. Linux. Wait, was it Arch? It's the cat one. Yeah, it is. I wanted to just test this out for y'all, because I know some of you are degenerates. Look, you wanted me to use Arch. Look, I've already pulled out Hannah Montana Linux and Debian and Selena Black Linux. Or is it Rebecca Black? Too many times. I gotta find a new meme to troll you with. And I've already done Temple OS. And there you go. For you degenerates out there. We'll get this installed. Erase disk. Come on. Device memory is nearly full. Oh. You really need that much memory? All right. It's exactly what an Arch user would use, to be honest. Very on brand. Well, of course. Because they needed to go touch grass. And, you know, we're basically just giving them the attention that their parents never gave them. Hold on, let's try this again. Kind of interesting how it doesn't find it. All right, we'll give you 4 cores. We'll give you 8 gigs of memory. That should be enough. And 40 gigs of space. Kind of interesting how it needed more than 2 gigabytes of memory, though. Although we did drop frames for a little bit. Was I buffering over on the Twitch side? I need to figure out why that is. I have a feeling it's the network card or something with the networking. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, so we're going to install Nyarch. So I find it interesting they call it Nyarch 2504, even though it's based on Arch, and it doesn't go by that convention. So, like, is it basically just Debian, Ubuntu, or something like that? One of these days, I might just main this operating system for the meme. For the lulz. For the keks. Filling up file systems. I do think after the stream, though, I'm not only going to reboot this computer over here, I'm going to try updating the network driver and maybe the BIOS. Because I'm getting stumped as to why this is an issue. God damn, this is kind of slow. They apparently have a Discord server and a Telegram server. Not that I'll join them. I'm not that much of a degenerate. What's a stingray? A stingray is basically a man-in-the-middle device that actually downgrades your cell signal, so that way they can intercept your cell texts and calls and data. So we actually have a device over here, and I will actually be making a video on how to make this. I already did it on TikTok. So this right here is a Ray Hunter. I put the sticker on so I know which one I actually modded and which one's stock right now. But this guy right here, if I can show you, do you see that green line at the top? So if that green line, hold on. If that green line ever potentially becomes red, we may potentially have a stingray in the area. So they are heavily, heavily illegal for any individual to use a stingray hunter. This is totally legal. The reason why a stingray is illegal, unless you have a part of law enforcement, is basically by virtue of using a stingray, it forces everyone that has a cell phone to go to your tower. Because the way cell phones work is they're kind of dumb. So a lot of our technology that we deal with today is built on the idea of implicit trust. It's not trust but verify, it's implicitly trusted. So a cell phone is going to look for whatever's the nearest tower. It's not going to think twice about it. It's just going to say, hey, that tower is right there and it's close. I'm going to connect to that tower so it can optimize its connection. It's not going to ask, hey, you look kind of funny. It's just going to connect. And then on their end, they're relaying the connection to an actual tower, but in the process, intercepting all your communications. So that's more or less what a stingray is. And by virtue of they essentially become the cell tower, they can sweep up a ton of data, which is why law enforcement likes to use them at mass protests and things like that. Because a lot of people will start using their phones for communications. And that's why I urge a lot of people to find alternative means of communications for these protests and stuff and not to use your cell phone. You're better off like using Meshtastic with AES encryption. Now, it doesn't stop them from like listening on the, what is it, the ISA band, 902 to 928 megahertz, I think it is. It doesn't stop them from listening, sweeping up all the data, and then decrypting later because it's just playing over the airwaves. But at least in the present, connection, they can't just decrypt it on the fly. Whereas a cell phone, by virtue of downgrading the connection to 2G, they can do a lot more. Even an FRS radio would be better than a cell phone. Oh, absolutely. GMRS, a DMR radio, good old ham. Now, you can't really send encrypted communications over ham radio with your license. Okay, let me put it this way. You can't legally do it. But you can do it. But you shouldn't do it. Yeah, not legally. So if you don't want to get in trouble, don't do it. But I know there's a lot of people out there that have this wrong mentality of, oh, I'm not going to get licensed. They're not going to catch me. Blah, 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 blah. Trust me. It's not that hard to catch someone that's using a radio illegally. Especially if you're stationary. A good loop antenna. Some directional finding. And, this is the device that I actually want to pick up later. Let me open this up for you to show you. You go to Crowd Supply. This is one of my favorite sites to go to. You've seen me bring this up like so many streams. There is a device, this guy, the Kraken SDR. I really want to get this, but I can't justify getting it because I have so many other things I have to do first. But essentially what you can do is with these five antennas here, you can program them to different bands, and then you can actually start monitoring the waves and everything, and start mapping everything out with this Android app, and would be easy to triangulate where connection's coming from. And it can even give you a map. But I've heard I think if you tweet your encryption standard, you're good. Yeah, that's how Meshtastic works, but yeah, you're not allowed to do encryption with a ham license. But if you're running Meshtastic in the ham mode, you can't use encryption. If you're running Meshtastic in the regular mode, you can. It's this weird issue. I don't understand it. How you can run it unlicensed and encrypt things, but yeah, it's weird. But, yeah. All right, let's get this. So now we have Nyarch Linux. For you frickin' degens. I've heard rumors that the Gov has connected disparate antenna arrays to catch pirates. Yeah. So this is Nyarch. There's not really much. What the hell? Cat girl. What is this? What the hell? What the hell? It's just like you could like hit the button and you get like new cat. Well, this is you degenerates, you. Look, I'm just gonna say this. I'm Jewish and some of y'all need Jesus if this is what you're doing. I'm just saying. You degenerates, you. Wife who... Oh, this is getting worse. This is getting worse and worse. You freaking degens. Read manga with Komiku? What is this? Okay, this isn't so bad. You get like Dragon Ball Multiverse, different languages over here. So I guess, what's this? Most popular. Okay, so we gonna get like, I wonder if it just doesn't like the, VPN I forgot to turn off. Listen to your favorite weeb radio with shortwave? What? Okay, it's just a regular thing. Okay. Ew. Ew. So where's the weeb radio? Okay, you got like anime and stuff like that. So it's just a regular app. Okay. Torrents, got it. Listen to music with Lollipop. Okay, fair enough. Turn your favorite streaming websites into apps. That's straightforward. GNOME Software. Nyarch Wizard. I use Nyarch, by the way. Nyarch Scripts. Nyarch Updater. What? The Nyarch Assistant is a powerful AI assistant that can help you with your system, roleplay, and much more thanks to... You freaking degens. Your ultimate AI waifu assistant. What is this? Okay, so I have a feeling like I might have to run this on my actual machine. Okay, so they do have a flat pack. I'm gonna run this on the local machine. You degens, you. What was it? Nyarch Assistant. Okay. God damn it. The things I do for you all. See you later, Cyber Pirata. Nyarch Assistant. So where is this from? Okay, so we're gonna get... The temptation to install this on my work computer is great, just for the lulz. Decent flat pack size. Wonder why they don't just install, upload it to, FlatHub. Alright, so they want us to... Flat pack, install... Okay, I guess we're gonna see what this frickin' assistant tool is. Okay. It's installing. Really? You need my password again? Down on Arch to suggest to disable smart prompts as it might give you information specific to... Okay. Y'all are gonna turn me into a degen, I can feel it. Language model, the Arch Demo API, you could use Grok, Google Gemini... Olama instance. Okay, so basically it lets you connect into a bunch of different other ones. We'll just use the Nyarch demo. Automatic text-to-speech. I feel like this is like gonna... This is just weird. You can get extensions. Okay, let's see.
Hey there, Chief Dick 3.
It speaks!
What can I help you with today? Don't get the wrong idea. It's not like I'm to assist or anything.
That's creepy. That's weird. 4 a.m. in Norway, and I'm tired. Go now. See you later, Los Santos. It's going all right, Robert. We're just tinkering around with some stuff, and apparently we're all turning into degens with Nyarch. Your dream waifu at your command. That's so weird. Okay. What's this? 406 updates pending. But yeah, this is Nyarch apparently. You got your, your waifu downloader, because apparently that's, priority for y'all. You got your cat girl downloader. Where's that? Everybody's a little weird except you and I. I'm weird. This is just... When a Jewish guy tells you that you need Jesus, you should really contemplate it. People that use this, you need that. So this is going to be one more Linux in the repertoire. I'm not too sure about you. Oh, I know I'm weird.
I'm not really supposed to insult users, but maybe Wicked 5 Mile should consider a different approach to their interactions.
There you go. That is just so weird. But yeah. Oh, that Nyarch thing, that just kind of took me out left field. That's funny. I came across it. I forgot where I came across it, but I was like, I have to share it. Oh. So yeah, I installed Windows 11 on the stream box because I had to get around to doing that. We're still having little intermittent connectivity issues. I gotta get to the bottom of that and what's causing that. Because it's a bit ridiculous. don't think it's... I don't think it's a stream issue. I think it's an issue with the machine itself. Either the network card, the drivers, something's going on with that machine specifically. And that's what I need to figure out. I do eventually want to upgrade the GPU to a 5050, 5070, or at least a 5050. But I can't justify going out and getting that, especially because DEF CON's around the corner. I'll do it after DEF CON and after the Ham Shack's finished. So hopefully I'll get around to that before end of year. So we may just have to roll with the punches for now and figure it out. Probably I'm going to figure out another fix for it in the near future. I have been at least multi-streaming to 3 platforms, not the 4th one, which is not too much of a problem because, you know, the green site, I don't really have anyone that follows me on there. I'm not really promoting it that much. So it's doing this to get the lower priority. But yeah. Ugh, this has just been so annoying to figure out the problem. And I'm barely getting any rendering lag, so I don't think it's the GPU. We'll just have to keep on troubleshooting. Maybe it's a cable. It could be a cable. Maybe we need to replace the shielded cable over here. But it's the weirdest thing. Because it's working most of the time. It just seems to, like, have its ebbs and flows. But anyway. Yeah, that's a mystery I'm going to have to keep solving. I've been slowly getting better with the connectivity, but I'm still nowhere near where I want to be. And it's the weirdest thing, because we used to have perfect streams up until a few months ago. I don't know what happened. But we'll figure it out. And when I do, I will be sharing that information. But for now, it's getting a little bit late. I've had a long day. I was up early to record a video. I just hit my Bluetooth speaker over there, the glowy box thing. So, I'm going to call it a night a little bit early. And then, of course, make sure, if you haven't already, to follow me on all my socials. And, of course, join the Discord and Matrix servers. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Mastodon. I'm on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. I'm everywhere. And, of course, I just released a video earlier today, so you can go watch that on the T app. And I'll have some more content coming out in the future. And then I'll be at DEF CON next week. So remember, next week, there is no stream. There is no movie night the following Saturday. But this Saturday, we'll be watching Riddick in the Discord server. So, I love you all. Stay safe. And happy hacking. And stick around for the raid if you're over on the Twitch side of things. But otherwise, I shall see you Wednesday for the next stream. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. But, see you soon. Have a good night.